Hola, hola, Bafit and Kimaradon Lanzibaki Bafit to yet another episode Bafit to bring it to you like we always do. Bafit to Sha Bafit. Today we're gonna look into some very special moments. Very special moments Bafit to. But first of all, everyone right now in the local atmosphere is talking about this club. A special club right there in Kakamas. A special club with a rich history right there in Kakamas. A special club that have produced players like your Ricardo. If you don't know Ricardo, go look at my interviews. Catch us on TikTok from the street. Catch us on YouTube from the street. Catch us on Facebook from the street. Maradona Street. Catch us on Facebook, Buffet. Like and subscribe if you have to, if you want to. Bravo. So go out there, go and look at my videos if you don't know Ricardo. But this club has produced a player so phenomenal, a player so instrumental, a player that once again made himself available when the club needed him. Bafetu, a club of which demonstrated during the season that we want to start the season off strong. They took their stream with 3 games to spare, proving, showing the hunger of going to the playoffs. They went to the playoffs, destroyed the teams there. But when I come back, I'm going to tell you what team I'm talking about and what the club name is. Yeah, there is a lot of clubs in Kakama, so you can think what you want to think. But I'm going to tell you the name when I come back. Tango! Hola, we are back, Bafetu. So, I said I'm going to tell you the name of the club. But before I tell you the name of the club, I want to open the channel like I always do, Bafetu. Welcome to the #1 podcast right here in the Mataland Bafetu. So, Bafetu, that club I was talking about is called Kakamas Juventus. Bafetu, let me tell you this. Everyone here in the Northern Cape, in the NC, everyone have Kakamas Juventus name on their lips. Everyone in the local soccer atmosphere is talking about this club. It's talking about the players of this club. It's talking about the discipline of this club. The officials, the management of this club. What are they doing right to let these boys play like this? I don't know. They themselves, they know. Later on, I'm going to talk to a coach that has coached this club and just left suddenly, went to another club, but he's gonna tell us what really is happening at this club and why this club is so dominant. You understand? So the things that we're gonna look into, Buffett, is the playoffs in general, playoffs. The Hollywood Bet have playoffs. Coming the 17, Hollywood Bet have playoffs, which is Sparrows. Sparrows are gonna partake in that playoffs. Sparrows have took their stream in the Hollywood. So congratulations to them. They are very also a disciplined club. I like the way they play their football. They are a team that showed the hungerness throughout the season also. So it's only fair for them to be in the position they are right now, going through to the playoffs and going to have to prove themselves there if they are willing to go deeper, go inside of the Motsepe, you understand? But on the other side, I mentioned the Kakamas Juventus club. The Kakamas Juventus club that took the Motsepe stream with 3 games to spare, went on to the playoffs, destroyed the clubs there, played against NC Pro, played against the Saints of Kimberley, and they came up on top. They came up on top of it too. So they were the playoff winners. They were the playoff winners. The second thing we're gonna look into the award winners of the Northern Cape Motsepe League. Understand? Across the Northern Cape. So there are people that received awards at the playoffs. So we want to say congratulations to them. We want to say congratulations to them. Then the other thing we're going to look into will be Kakamas Juventus and the Bees have they have qualified. They are on the road to the nationals, Buffalo. Going to play nationals. They're going to play nationals against other other clubs to go into the Motsepe Foundation to see if they can produce that enough strength and go into the Motsepe Foundation. But we will follow them. We will follow them until we will follow them. And then we're gonna see who's the coach of the season, who received the award of coach of the season, and then I will play the clip of the coach, my coach, Coach Lebs, currently the coach of the Saints, and then he will talk to us about a number of things. Okay, Bafito. So as I said, Bafito, the playoffs winners. So the past weekend, the Northern Cape ABC Motsepe League provincial playoffs took place, whereby you have your Kakamas Juventus and NC Pro professionals and Kakamas, and Kimberley Saints had to play a round robin to see which team get more points than the others to qualify. So the first game that played was Kakamas Juventus playing Kimberley Saints. Kimberley Saints lost that game by 1-0 against Kakamas Juventus. Kakamas Juventus winning that game 1-0, gaining 3 points. And then NC Pro professionals played against Kimberley Saints, trashed Kimberley Saints there 3-0. And then they also received 3 points. Then Kakamas Juventus had to play their second game against NC Professionals. And then they won. They won 2-1. They won that game 2-1 and they received 6 points. So now with them having 6 points, they won already. You understand? They won already. NC Pros coming in second there, and then the Saints dropping vital 9 points there. But congratulations to them for making it so far. Congratulations to them for making it so far. Congratulations to every club that took part in the playoffs. It's because of the hunger the clubs have that they made it that far. So every club must have their heads high and come back next season and produce what they know they can produce. As for Kakamas Juventus, they are moving forward. They are moving forward. They are going into the nationals. They're going into the nationals. So Bafil too, like I said, Juventus being from the Northern Cape, they're gonna be battling it out there with teams with provinces like the Free State which will be producing the African Warriors, and then KwaZulu Natal province that will produce Midlands Wanderers, and then Mpumalanga, which will produce the Bees, and then the Eastern Cape will produce either Amavarara or FC Ravens. So those two teams still have to play, and the winner will will join the other winners. And then in the Western Cape Stream A winners, Sizwe United, Stream B winners, Hanover Park, and Prof will be playing the 17th. So those ones will also be playing the 17th. And then Gauteng, Northwest, Limpopo have not concluded their games yet. So those ones still have to come and play so that all the clubs can be together and so that the playoffs can take place. But we want to say congratulations to all the clubs that made it that far, guys. It's not an easy road. This one is not an easy road. Not an easy road to take your club from dusty grounds to the big leagues like this club. So it's not an easy road, and it's not an easy thing. So we must also say congratulations to the coaches that has been doing this good job with the boys. So moving forward, talking about coaches. Coaches are very important to the club. Coaches are the one that set direction of the club. Coaches are the one that let the club or the team understand. If the team understands the philosophy of the club, then they will play according to how the club wants them to play. You understand? So coaches they play that role. They play that role in the setup of the team, in all the other aspects of the team. You understand? So they are very important. They are very important. They are the ones that have close relationship with these young boys. They are the ones that steer the ship of the club. You understand? So talking about this matters. The coach that won the coach of the season in the ABC Motsepe provincial playoffs is none other than Sebastian. Robert Sebastian of the NC Professional FC. So the coach of NC Pros took the coach of the season award there. We want to say congratulations to him, and you must keep on going, keep on doing the good work with the boys. He came that far with the boys, and he can still bring them back next season. Okay, so talking about Sparrows. Now, Sparrows is a club I've looked at on a different scale. When I talk about a different scale, I'm talking about I've looked at the players they have, the type of impact the players have on the club. I won't lie to you, they have good players, very, very good players. But there is something missing at Sparrows FC. There's something missing. I don't know if the players are not enough, but the way they are playing, it's very good. But the players are not enough. When I say the players are not enough, I mean they don't have enough manpower to bring on. They don't have that competition amongst players. They have a nice set of team, but I still feel like they need extra signings maybe for the next season if they want to like build the team stronger. If they do make it through the playoffs, it will be good for them. It will be good for them, and they will need to get some new players. Maybe they will get new players, but we hope so. But going to these playoffs, Sparrows can surprise. They can surprise whoever opponents they're gonna face in the playoffs. and that I can assure because I've seen them. I've seen them during the season they played in the Hollywood Bet. I've seen the way they played in the tournament, the Easter tournament. They are a steady ship. They are a steady ship. They know the boys know what they need to do. If they lose, they don't lose the game. Simple. It might be because of fitness or because of the other team dominating the game. You understand? But they are a steady set of boys. They know what the job. They know what the coach want. So they can upset the opponents they're gonna face in the playoffs. So Bafetu, like I said, I'm gonna play you the clip of Coach Lebs Mothibantwa, and I'm gonna tune out. Thank you, Bafetu.
What's up?
Ake sharp, Coach. How you doing, Coach?
I'm good, thanks, and you, man.
No, it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to have you on my platform, Coach. It's always a pleasure. I can
Yeah,
I can see Coach is rocking the national colors today.
I'm wearing this jersey with pride. It's my first jersey when I was representing Bafana, you know?
Wow.
Mm,
No, that's good,
yeah.
Coach. Like I said, Coach, it's a pleasure to always talk with you. You know, Kore, you are one of the coaches that really takes this coaching thing very, very serious. When we talk about in terms of in the NC, in the Northern Cape, you are those coaches that instill those values into the young boys, Coach. And for that, the boys, they have been appreciating it. They have been appreciating it. I've interviewed some of the boys like Sgobe. They talked about you, Coach. They talked about you. I've interviewed Ricardo. Ricardo mentioned you also when he was down on his knees. You picked him up. So I wanna say, Coach, you are one of the coaches that really like kind of inspire the young boys, and I'm very honored to have this conversation with you, Coach.
Yeah, no, you know, for myself also, I'm very humbled.
Yes, Coach.
And with the acknowledgement and the recognition that the boys are giving me,
Yes, Coach.
to see that I'm trying to do a difference in our communities, in our province, you know.
Yes, Coach.
And it's very good to see and get responses like that. Wabo.
Yes, Coach. And these responses are responses from boys that was on their lower peaks. And I always say that that's what we want from the coaches. They must pick up these young boys and let them believe that they can do this. You understand, Coach? And
Look, you know, with the Northern Cape, we have always been underprivileged.
Yes, Coach.
You know, and not really to say that being undermined, because the province itself used to provide the nation with quality of players. And if you can look back from the days of Bo Jimmy Tau,
Yes, Coach.
you know, Richard Enyekane, Joseph Enyekane.
Yes, Coach.
Yeah, most of all the players that came out of the Northern Cape, they made it into the Bafana team. So it tells us something, that there is a lot of potential. It's just that our players needs to be groomed well and coached well,
Yes, Coach.
motivated.
Yes, Coach.
Yeah, so that they can see the bigger picture.
Bigger picture.
You understand?
Yes.
Yeah, so that we must not undermine ourselves to say that because we're from the Northern Cape, we cannot compete. We can compete, and we can compete at the highest level.
Yes, Coach.
You understand? There's still a lot of talent that needs to be identified. And groomed. Yeah, and very well coached. You understand?
Yes, Coach.
So with us coming back to the province, we sat down as legends.
Yes, Coach.
We've made it, you know. Our masters and legends that we have said that, look, we need to come and make a difference.
Yes,
gone
coach.
are those days where our players, our ex-pros, they just come back home and sit with all the experience and knowledge and all those stuff,
Yes, coach.
So we need something that is going to uplift our boys. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential,
Yes,
and
yes, coach.
sometimes we just need the right structure
Yes.
in terms of bringing that into place.
And talking about structure, coach, it's something that's very, very scarce here in the Northern Cape. Coaches, they don't take club structure that serious. You will find a club owner wanting to be a coach also. Will that ever work, coach?
Sometimes it depends.
Yes,
It
coach.
depends because club owners, they believe that whenever they invest money, they need to be part and parcel in the selection. At some point, you don't blame them because of the money that they invest in, that they see there's no results coming out. That is why they are taking the laces for themselves. You understand?
Okay.
And sometimes you find it has a negative impact onto the team structure because of you don't, as a coach, when you come and you coach a team that has been coached by the owner, there's no club philosophy that you need to say that or they can give you because of lack of knowledge. You understand? So it is going to be very difficult to come and coach a team that the owner has coached because even him, he doesn't give you that philosophy to say that, look, this is how my team needs to play because of even them, they don't understand what they are doing. They just doing it for the love of the game and because of their investing money in it. It will be shown with Jomo Cosmo, whereby you find that look where the team is right now.
Right now, yes.
There's no success. You understand? Because there's no coach that is reporting to the owner.
Yes.
You see?
Coach.
So you are the owner. Where do you report if the team went in the wrong direction? No one can tell you. It's a challenge.
Yes, coach. And that have been one of the negative aspects that I have seen here in the Northern Cape, coach. It's a lot of, especially this small clubs that play in the Motsepe. They are under wrong structure.
The structure is wrong because as a team, if you need to check a team, you must have the CEO, you must, all that structure,
Yes, coach.
You need to have the organogram that is going to explain to you this is how a team should be, but if you the owner and you the coach, you the bus driver, you the medic man, the structure is wrong.
The structure is wrong.
The structure is wrong.
And coach, now we talked about the unidentified players we still have, or that's still there here in the Northern Cape. Don't you think, coach, from a coach perspective, a coach that have influenced other young players around here in the Northern Cape, don't you think with those players being under that wrong leadership can lose their whole career because of that?
Yeah, it is going to affect, but it all starts at the school level, whereby you find that teachers, they are the ones that are coaching. At other schools, if you need to check schools that are doing very well,
yes, coach.
They've got coaches that are from the SAFA coaching courses and stuff. So now it affects the development of the player himself. Look for one good example that I can tell you now. The talent, if I have to make an example with Surprise Muriri,
yes, coach,
and Stephen Pinar, you know that Surprise Muriri could have played anywhere in the world, but because of the wrong coaching, he ended only at Sundowns at the highest level. But with Stephen Pinar, if you need to go and check Stephen Pinar's development,
yes, coach,
You can even check how he progressed from School of Excellence to Ajax, and he went up, with the ranks even in England and stuff. You can see that this guy has been coached properly. But with us, that is why it is very important for us to lay a foundation whereby we have coaches that have badges, qualified coaches that knows what they are doing in the development. Because one wrong coaching, the player, you damage the whole journey.
Yes, coach. And talking about Jenny, coach. You were here in Kakamas. You were in Kakamas. You were coaching Kakamas Juventus, and your journey was stretched forward. You went to Kimberley. You received an opportunity there at Kimberley Saints, and you were with the boys. How do you think the boys season performance were this far?
These are all things that can affect a team.
Yes, coach.
To restrict the success of a team, especially if you need to check from the journey that I started. These are all. Hence, I was saying that sometimes the lack of knowledge. People do things based on emotional decisions that they are taking, not based on the football type of philosophy that needs to be brought up.
Yes.
You see. So with me leaving Kakamas Juventus, I left Kakamas Juventus on a high. I've started the pre-season with Kakamas Juventus, Kakamas United, and the whole everything was balanced. Because there were people that I had to report to.
Yes, coach. Yes.
I had to report to, even though the conditions was not conducive for me because I was alone as a head coach and no assistant. I had to bring in a very, very highly experienced analyst that is also a coach, Coach Maja, from Lesotho. I had to bring him in. I had to speak to Coach Thabo Senong, who is a FIFA representative in Rwanda. I had to talk to him to tell him that I need that guy who worked with him at the Lesotho national team to come and assist me because of the project that I was given by Casey Kasim, being with the owner of Kakamas, was way too big. You understand, and the money that is invested doesn't allow a person, only an ordinary person, to come in. You understand? So the project was too big. So I tried to balance everything, and it worked very well. It's just on the latter stage. On the latter stage, it happened that there was a misunderstanding in terms of the contract issue that we had, So I went to Saints in Kimberley. They called me 2 weeks after I left Kakamas Juventus. They called me up to come and build on what Norman Smith already started. You understand? But when you don't have financial backup, it's always a challenge. You understand? Like the conditions that we're in now with Saints, where there was no support from other stakeholders that wants to come and assist in terms of assisting the team financially. So the team struggled a little bit. And you found out that on Thursday, if you can just believe me, on Thursday I called all the players on Thursday. Friday we need to travel. No, Saturday we need to travel. We only trained once after a month. With only training players, you see, it showed you already that the team was not ready for representing the top.
For representing.
You understand? So all this is based on sometimes the financial state of the team, because players were going on because there's no money. You understand? So I had to call the boys to come back. Imagine if I had those boys for a 1 month.
For 1 month already.
Something
would have been different. It would have been a different picture we are talking about.
Different picture. Yeah. So all these things.
Yes, coach. Yes, you can continue.
So all these things, they do affect. You see, where we talk,
Yes, coach.
So we need stakeholders that needs to come in and support these teams.
Yes,
especially now with Kakamas Juventus as well. They are going to represent the province. We need stakeholders to support them financially, because it's not easy to run a ABC Motsepe. It's very expensive.
And now that you played the playoffs, coach. You played the playoffs. Is there anything you learned from playing the playoffs with?
Yeah, I always say poor preparation slow down the momentum of winning.
Yes, coach. Okay.
You understand? So you don't prepare well.
Yes.
And you go into a big stage like that.
Yes, coach. Yes. So
unfortunately, you are not going to get the results.
Yeah, coach. And with you not having enough time with the boys, slowed off. It slowed down that sense of proving yourself,
winning,
letting the boys prove themselves in the playoffs, coach. But I also want to know, coach. And I also want to know, is there like any adjustments that you gonna make now that the season is closed, that the boys are back? When they come back, is there any adjustments that's gonna happen?
Look, it depends now. It depends on the negotiations that I'm going to have with the team owner now.
Okay.
And the other thing also at this moment right now, I'm focusing mostly on my academy that I've started in Olifantshoek, in the Gamagara region.
Yes, I see that, coach. Yeah.
We're planning to make some tournaments whereby we're going to invite other academies from other provinces.
Yes,
we're planning big to give our kids the platform, at a younger age to play at competitive levels,
To play in and to talk about, just a little bit to touch on your academy, coach. It's in Olifantshoek. It's situated in Olifantshoek.
It is based in Olifantshoek. This is where I started my football, but it is for the region of Gamagara for now, since we have not opened it that much for the borders, to say that, Later on, as we're progressing, we're going to open the borders for other players to come this side.
To come into the academy. Okay, coach. So I also want to know, coach, during moving back to the playoffs, during the playoffs, were there any key players that kind of stood out?
My man, the talent is we've seen talent.
Yes, coach.
We've seen quality. We've seen the level being raised. If you can look at the quality that NC Pros had in that team, and then you find the little bird that was with me, with Saints,
yes, coach.
And you see Juventus. You can see that the level in the Northern Cape is rising. And it is only good for us, But on the other side also, I don't feel much more players from the Northern Cape are participating at this higher level. If you need to look, not saying that I don't want other players from other provinces to come, but we need to see our own players, a lot more of our own players competing at this level.
Competing at this level, coach. Because if we have to look in clubs like maybe your Kakamas Juventus, in clubs like the NC Pros, maybe most of the players that's there come from outside.
Yeah, that's the sad part, if I can tell you. That's the sad part. But now, if you only based on promotion, that's what you're going to do. You're going to look for quality players. But if you have that development in your mind to say that, look, let's give at least 8 to 9 players in the starting lineup from the province. I mean, that can only assist us, understand? To give our kids the platform to go and being seen, you understand?
Yes,
but now, as we all just chasing for promotion and chasing for the big cake, we're neglecting our own players.
Coach,
That's a sad part.
I want to know, Coach. You played your first game against Kakamas Juventus, and did you use any strategies against them that you know where their weak points lie?
Look, dealing tactically with Juventus is something, I've seen them, I know those players. There were areas whereby I exposed them a lot. And with them also, they were just lucky that the boys didn't finish.
Oh.
But overall, with the experience of the Coach Tulani,
yes,
and his technical team, they managed to absorb the pressure.
Yes.
They absorbed the pressure, because if you check, we dominated them from the start till the end. It is just that, unfortunately, we couldn't finish. And the other thing also about them is that they are a depth that they have in their team.
Oh.
On Katza,
Yes.
For me, I thought he could have started. If I was the coach of Juventus by then, I was going to start him. I was going to start him because the platform is there, and that is where you need the experience of him. You understand?
Yeah.
But he did well also when he came in. Even the goal they scored also. Some the video footage that I saw, it was an offside. But I don't want to take it as an excuse. But all in all, I'm proud. I'm very proud of things, man. To set the boys to, even besides the fitness level that we were on, it showed that we did overpower them, in all departments.
Yes, cool.
Through the wings, combining short passes, which I say to them that, look, man, they are always slow in reacting.
Yes,
and the advice that I can give is that dealing with set pieces, they need to be very, very careful that they need to work on standard situations of the game.
Yes, Coach. And how do you think the boys are taking this disappointment, Coach?
It's very sad, man. Some of the boys, they were crying, but I say to them that, look, even the conditions that we had, it never really favored us to win the tournament, because we were not ready.
We were not ready.
To be honest with you, since we were not ready, we faced a lot of challenges during the off time in the build-up of the tournament, you understand?
Yes, cool.
There's a lot of things that happened behind the scenes that were not going to favor us.
Yes,
and as an experienced coach like myself, I knew that it is going to be a hell of a mountain that we need to climb.
Yes, Coach. And Coach, I wanted to chat more with you, but our circumstances, Coach. If I have you one day, if I can have you in my studio, maybe we will talk for an hour and just deal with this thing. Because really, Coach.
Yeah, most definitely.
Because really, Coach, I would actually like you to maybe come down this side and have like kind of a conference with the coaches, with these local coaches, and just share with them a little bit of what you use, Coach, because your knowledge, I feel like your knowledge, if you can just spark a little bit of what you know in terms of coaching to them, maybe we will be able to save our young boys under them.
Yeah, you see now, I'm busy doing my B license, and I have engaged with the facilitators to say that, look, man, most of you guys only focus in Gauteng, in Cape Town, these all metro cities and stuff, Come a little bit down, man, and come and inform and engage and have clinics with our coaches,
Yes,
and
coach.
so that we can uplift the game, so that the standard of our football needs to go rising up to that level whereby it comes to that point that at provincial level, our players, they must not shake when they come there. Need to be
Yes,
well prepared. Even our coaches, there is a lot that we need to learn as our local coaches.
yes, coach. And talking about coaches, I want to know how do you know Coach Sebastian of NC Pros?
I work with him, man. I work with him. He called me up when I was just retiring from Bombela United. I retired from football by then. And then he called me up and said, look, man, I know the potential that you have. I want you to come with me to the playoffs with Jeff Morrister from Uppington.
Okay.
Yeah, we work together well. He's a good coach.
And how do
but I also...
what do you think about the award he received?
Sorry?
What do you think about the award he received? The Motsepe Playoffs Award, coach of the playoffs.
Did he get it playoffs? I don't know about that issue, but yeah, he tried, bro. It's not easy rebuilding a team. Sebastian, as we know him, Robbie, he always try. He's trying very hard, but there's just certain things that are lacking. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand.
Making some smaller thing. Remember now, he rebuilt this team. He rebuilt it, and most of his players that used to play for him, that were coming from the time when he was at Jeugd, at Stitch United, Kurara Kicks. He's been in the game for many years now, and he knows what he wants. You understand? It's just sometimes luck is always deserted him.
Ish. Okay, coach. I want to say thank you very much for taking the time to talk with me, coach. I definitely really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, coach.
I know you are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. Thank you so much for having me. It's always nice to have a chat with you.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully it's not the last.
No, this will never be the last one, coach. Thank you. Thank you, coach.
Sharp.
Sharp.